Today we'll do 4.3 student notes. This will specifically talk about surface area of prisms. Before we start talking about formulas for surface area, let's talk about and review what the bases are for these prisms, okay? So the first one I'm going to talk about is this prism right here. This is the rectangular prism. I'm going to, in red, highlight or underline your bases. So the top and the bottom are going to be your bases. And a lot of the times, I'll gray out the bases so they're clear in your shape. So it can help you, okay? So this is a base for your rectangular prism. Okay, what about for this triangular prism? Your base are going to be the triangles. So here, this is base, and this is a base. I need you to make sure you're, with your pencil, shading in your bases so that you don't forget, okay? And in this cube that I have here on the side, I already have one of the bases at the bottom highlighted, but I'm going to highlight the other one in red at the top. So the bottom and the top are your bases. Okay, and that's going to be very important when you use your surface area formula. So that's why I'm letting you know where are the bases, because it will be very important when you're looking for it in your surface area. All right, let's go down to the chart. I want you to notice that I skipped my cylinder. We're going to do that specific lesson next week. Okay, so cylinder, we're not going to talk about. We're only going to talk about these two shapes. What are the lateral and the total surface area of your rectangular prism, or if you have a triangular prism? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is, what if I'm looking for the lateral area? What would be the formula? Well, for the formula of a rectangular prism, your LA, lateral area, is going to be equal to P multiplied by H. Okay, so P and H are multiplying. So I'm going to put a little dot in between them so you know they're multiplying. So you may be wondering, what is P and what is H? Well, I'm going to go ahead and fill that out on the side here at the top. It says that P equals, it means the perimeter of the base. So what we're going to do is take P, which is the perimeter of the base, and multiply it by H, which in this case means your height. That's how we're going to find the lateral area of this rectangular prism. And because it's a rectangular prism, I'm just going to say that these are my bases, just so you know. So in the bottom of lateral area, my definition is area of a 3D shape figure that's not including the bases. So when I ask for the lateral area, you're looking for the area all within your shape except for the area of the bases. You exclude those. If I ask you for the total surface area, that means I'm adding up the area of all of your faces of your specific 3D shape, okay? And it means it's the area of all of the 3D shape, including the bases. That's why it's called total. It's all of it. Okay, so when I say total surface area, you'll see the formula that starts with SA, surface area, equals P times H. And you're going to add the area of the two bases, 2B. So that's your formula for total surface area of a rectangular prism. You can also use this for your cube. One that we haven't defined is big B. What does big B mean? The area of your base. It just depends what shape the base is for your shape. Okay, and right here on the bottom, height is always the side that connects the bases. So it's the side that connects bases, okay? So for example, this side that's connecting the bases, that would be my height, my h. All right. And what about this triangular prism? What is your lateral area? It's going to be the same as your rectangular prism, since it is a prism. Okay, we just have a different type of prism, but we use the same formula. Lateral area equals P times H. And P and H, remember, if they're touching, it means they're multiplying. Okay, and what about surface area? Well, the total surface area is going to include the lateral and the two areas of your bases. So I'm going to write pH, the formula of lateral, and I'll add it with the area of the two bases. So we have this, we're using the same formula throughout, either if it's a triangular prism, rectangular prism, or a cube. Same formulas for either lateral or surface area. Just depends what I'm asking for. Okay, and for this particular shape, my base is the ones in blue here. My height is going to be what connects the bases. So it's that side that's connecting the bases. So that's my H. So we're going to practice finding surface area and total surface area for specific shapes. So you can see an example of what we're asking for. Okay, aquí lo que estamos haciendo es encontrando la área de estas figuras 3D. So, la área de figuras que son 3D se llama surface area, ¿ok? Y yo voy a buscar o la área lateral o la área total, ¿ok? Son dos cosas que trabajan juntas pero son diferentes, ¿ok? So, si yo pregunto por la lateral, la área lateral, lateral area, vas a usar esta fórmula que dice LA, lateral, ¿ok? ¿Qué estamos haciendo? P multiplica con H. Si P y H están al ladito, están juntos, quiere decir que están multiplicando. Por eso puse ese puntito en medio. Quiere decir, van a multiplicar, ¿ok? So P y H multiplican. Pero ¿qué quiere decir P y qué quiere decir H? H representa la altura, height, ¿ok? So ese es el lado que conecta las bases. Esa es tu altura, ¿ok? So si vemos en nuestra figura, en nuestro dibujito, H es lo que está conectando las bases. Ese es el lado, el largor, la altura. ¿Pero qué es P? Aquí tengo la definición. P grande quiere decir perímetro de la base. So, si lo que sea la base, van a encontrar ese perímetro y lo van a multiplicar con su altura. Eso es como buscamos la área de la lateral, ¿ok? La área de la lateral está incluyendo toda la área de esta figura menos las bases, ¿ok? Menos las bases. Esa es la definición de una área lateral. Pero si busco la área total, estoy buscando la área de todas las caras de tu figura 3D. ¿Ok? So, la área de todas las caras de tu figura 3D. ¿Cómo hacemos eso? Con la fórmula. Aquí está mi fórmula. SA quiere decir área total. Vamos a agarrar la respuesta de tu lateral. P y H se multiplican. Y lo vamos a agregar con la área de las dos bases que nos falta para buscar esa área total. ¿Ok? Algo muy similar estamos haciendo para el prismo triangular. ¿Ok? Estamos usando las mismas fórmulas. Si son prismos, estamos buscando y usando la misma fórmula. ¿Ok? So, estos dos que tengo aquí, estos dos dibujos son prismos. diferente tipo de prismo, pero son prismos. Y usamos estas fórmulas para estas partes. Vamos a hacer unos ejemplos para ver más o menos cómo usar estas fórmulas. Alright, example 1. Find the lateral area and the total surface area. So I'm doing both of the things. It says use the shaded face as your base. So I'm telling you right there that the base is the one that's shaded. So if that one's the bottom base, then I also know that the top is the other base, right? Okay, so the bottom, they distinguish it. That's one of your bases. So what I'm going to do, since I know the bottom and the top are my bases, I'm going to say that 2 is my height. I'm just going to label it right there. H for height. So H equals 2 meters. Okay. And since I am looking for the lateral, give me 1 second. Oh, I'm trying to change my width. There we go. Okay, since I'm looking for the lateral area first, I'm gonna write LA equals PH. And remember, P and H are right next to each other, which means they're multiplying. I want you to recall that big P means the perimeter of the base, and that H means the height. I already know what the height is, right? I looked at it in my drawing. H is 2 meters. All right, I know what H is already, okay? What I do not know is what is P. So I need to multiply 2 different things, right? P times H to get my lateral area. I know that H is 2, so I'm going to put it in there already. But what is your big P? It's the perimeter of the base. So I'm going to write big P right here. The perimeter of the base. Well, if I look at the base is a square. If I'm looking for the perimeter, okay, I'm adding all of the sides together to get the perimeter of the base. So if this side is 8, then this one is 8 as well. If this is 6, then this is 6 as well. So to get the total perimeter, I'm going to do 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6. That's going to give me my perimeter. I can use my calculator to assist me, and I should get 28 meters. So big P, the perimeter of the base is 28. I'm going to plug it in here for my formula. Now I can do 28. That's going to multiply by 2. All right, so I'm going to pull up my calculator, do 28 times 2. And I get 56. So your lateral area equals 56, and it's area, and I know it's meters, so it's meters squared. Please don't forget your units. If you forget units, you're taking points off for no units. Okay, so I found first thing my lateral area. I needed to know my base so it could help me figure out lateral. Okay, but what about surface area? Let's put our formula for surface area of this rectangular prism. It says PH plus 2B. I want you to recall that that PH is your lateral area. You already know lateral area, right? We did this just now. It's 56 meters squared. So if you know your lateral area, that's why I looked for it first, because it's going to help me find my total surface area. I'm going to do SA equals, well, I already know PH is 56. Your lateral area is 56. So I'm going to plug it in there. Plus 2. what I do not know what it is, it's B, okay? I need to figure out what B is so that I can plug it in and find my surface area. 2 is already in your formula, right? If we look at the formula for surface area, it's right there. pH plus 2B. 2 is already there, okay? That's why I just put 2 there. What I do not know is what's B. I do know that in my definition, B says area of base. So I'm going to write B equals the area of the base. The base is a square, okay? So a square, if I'm looking for the area of the square, I do length times width. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Length times width. So big B equals whatever the multiplication of length times width is. So my length, I'll say it's 8. My width, I'm going to say is 6. So I'm going to do 8 times 6. And that's going to give me my big B, okay? When I use my calculator, I get 48 meters. All right, so I got 48 meters, and it's squared, right? It's area. So I'm going to write 48 inside here where B what should have gone, okay? So I took out B, I plugged in its answer, which is 48. All right, so I have to take 56 and add it to this 2 that's multiplying with 48. We can put this in our calculator if we need to, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it in and do that over here. Okay, so 56. Oops, I can't write. There we go. 56 plus 2. And I'm literally going to put my parentheses. Okay, please put your parentheses. It's telling the calculator that 2 and 48 are multiplying, which is what's happening in your formula. So I get 152. Just write exactly how you have it in your paper. Okay. So surface area equals 152 meters, and this is squared. It's area. Okay, so now that I know surface area of your shape, I'm going to write it down in that blank as well. It's 152 meters squared. So, big thing, that lateral area helps you find surface area. Okay, pH, that part of your formula, you already found it in lateral. Just plug it in. You already know what it is. Okay, that cut my work really in half. Okay, and all I needed to do was find that area of the base. Okay. Ok, para ejemplo 1, busqué dos cosas, ¿verdad? La área lateral y la área total. Si yo te doy un rectangular prism, si te doy un prismo rectangular, como el que te di aquí en este ejemplo, siempre te voy a dar cuál es la base. Yo en este caso dije que la base para el rectángulo está abajo, ¿ok? Está en abajo de tu prismo. So yo te dije en gris cuál es tu base. Te di medidas 8, 6 y 2. Si abajo es tu base de tu prismo, la otra cara que también es base está arriba, aunque no la subrayé. Ya sería mucho subrayar, no sería claro cuáles serían las bases. So nomás subrayé una, que es la que ven en gris. ¿Ok? Entonces, yo dije que 2 es mi altura. ¿Ok? 2 metros, esa representa mi altura, mi H, my height. ¿Ok? 8 y 6 son las medidas de este cuadro. Ok, so quería aclarar esa parte de lo que están viendo ahí en el prismo. Yo empecé por buscar la área lateral. Si yo les pregunto por las dos cosas, la área lateral y la área de total, siempre empiecen por la lateral, ¿ok? Eso les va a ayudar porque usamos lo que encontremos en la área lateral, la usamos para buscar la respuesta del área total, ¿ok? Ok, so yo empecé con la lateral, pueden ver aquí mi trabajo. Yo acá arribita subrayé, claro, que yo sabía que H era los 2 metros. Ok, esa es mi altura de este prismo. Para buscar la área de la lateral, tengo que multiplicar mi perímetro de la base y la altura juntos. Yo ya sabía que H es 2, so yo lo puse aquí abajito, ¿verdad? Eso ya lo había puesto yo primero. Lo que busco, lo que no sé qué es P. ¿Qué representa el perímetro de la base? ¿Ok? Entonces yo acá al ladito hice mi trabajo. P de perímetro es igual a lo que es el perímetro de esta base. La base es un cuadro. Para buscar el perímetro de un cuadro agrego todos los lados. So 8 más 8 más 6 más 6. Agregué todos esos 4 lados. ¿Ok? Y me dio 28. 28 lo multipliqué por 2 y me dio mi área lateral, que es 56 metros cuadrados. ¿Ok? Por favor, pónganme las unidades y ese cuadro. Si no me están poniendo esas dos partes, les vamos a quitar puntos en su examen, en un quiz que hagan. Es muy importante poner las unidades. Ok, y aquí está, la última parte, que es la área total. Puse mi fórmula, pH más 2B, es mi fórmula. Yo sé que es pH. pH representa el área lateral, ¿ok? Ya la había hecho yo anteriormente, es 56 metros cuadrados. So yo hice ese reemplazo en mi fórmula. Puse 56 en vez de pH. Ok, y 2, ese ya es parte de la fórmula, ¿ok? Porque es 56 más 2B. B es lo que no sé qué es, ¿verdad? B, esa B que es ahí, debe de ir ahí, donde puse las paréntesis. No sé qué es, yo acá la visto busqué y hice mi trabajo. Acuérdense que B representa la área de la base. Si mi base es un cuadro, tengo que hacer largura por anchura, length times width. Y fue lo que hice aquí, ¿verdad? 8 por 6. Y me dio 48 metros cuadrados, ¿ok? Y mi área total, cuando hice mi trabajo, es 152 metros cuadrados, ¿ok? Esta unidad en específica, y ahorita que entramos a surface area, y vamos a hablar también de volume en esta unidad, es una de las más difíciles. ¿Por qué? Porque si no tienen el fundamento de saber cómo agarrar la área o el perímetro, y si no lo están haciendo correctamente, van a batallar en esta unidad, ¿ok? So, si están batallando con lo que estamos haciendo ahorita apenas, por favor vayan a tutoría, porque seguimos haciendo más surface area, más volumen, ¿ok? All right, let's go to our next problem. I am going to skip this for now. I already did one that is your rectangular prism, right? And if I have time, then I'll do a cube. But I think I'm just gonna do example 3 right now. Okay, so example 3, why is it important? Because I have a triangular prism, okay? It says find the lateral area and total surface area of the prism shown below. So I need both lateral area, surface area. Let's start with lateral area. Same formula, P times H, right? They're multiplying. Okay, so I need to figure out what P is and what H is. So let's look at our little part here. I have a couple things, 10 meters, 12 meters, 10 meters, and 4 meters, okay? I do know that my triangles are my bases, okay? So I'm going to highlight that here. This is my base. Because that's my base, then that means that my 4 is my height. So I'm going to write that down. So H is 4 meters. Okay. Remember that h is that height of your triangles that represent the base. There's something that's missing that I want you to add, that I forgot to put in here. That the height of your triangle, not of the prism. That's something different. The height of your triangle here is 8 meters. Okay. Now, my lateral area. And what happened? Oh, there we go. So my lateral area equals what's going to be P multiplied by your H. I'm leaving blanks so I can write down what I do know. I know that H is 4, so I plug it in. P is what I'm looking for, the perimeter of your triangle, because your base is your triangle. Okay, so my triangle has one of the sides as 10, the other one as 10, and the bottom as 12. I'm going to add all of those sides together. So let me show you in yellow. 10 plus 12 plus 10 again. Okay, so in yellow, I'm highlighting the perimeter of this triangle. So 10 plus 10 plus 12. All of the sides of the triangle, which is the base, are being added together to get that perimeter. So when I add all of this together, I get 32 meters. So I'll write 32 here. All right, I use my calculator and I multiply 32 times 4, and I get an answer of 128 meters. Don't forget your squared. Okay, primero lo que hice es, para este prismo triangular, encontrar la área lateral. Ok, so P se está multiplicando por H. Ok, viendo su prismo triangular, yo puedo ver que H es 4. Ok, 4 es la altura del prismo. Ok, algo que agregué, que no puse ahí, se me olvidó poner en la base, que es el triángulo, poner la altura del triángulo, que es 8 metros. Ok, la altura del triángulo y la altura del prismo son dos cosas diferentes. Ok, para buscar la lateral, yo necesito saber la altura del prismo, que es el 4. Ok, so H es 4. Fue el que puse ahí. P, que representa el perímetro de la base. La base es un triángulo, so agrego todos los lados de este triángulo. So por eso hice 10 más 10 más 12. Agarré 32 para P. 32 por 4, pónganlo en la calculadora, pero debe de ser 128 metros cuadrados. Ok, también lo voy a escribir aquí. I'm going to write it right there in my blank. Meters squared. Okay, so I found one of the things that I was looking for. Let's find the last one, which is surface area. Surface area is P times H plus 2B. Okay, so I already know that my pH is my 128, right? It's my lateral area part. So I'm going to write that down. So it's 128 instead of pH, because I already know what it is based on lateral. And what I don't know is what B is. So I need to figure out what B is. Remember, it's the area of your base. That's what big B represents. The base is a triangle, right? Okay, which I'm going to write here, triangle. The area of a triangle, if you don't remember, it's base times height, and then let's divide it by 2. That's your area of the base. Okay, so let's look at my triangle here. So I'm going to just redraw my base here, which is a triangle, just so that it's a little bit clearer, just because there's a lot going on in the picture itself. So this is my triangle. I know I tried my best to draw it as best as I could. Okay, so I know that I need the base, which is 12, and h, which is the height, and I gave you that. It's 8 meters. So that's the two pieces of things that I need to find the area of this triangle. So I'm going to do 12 times 8, and I'm going to divide it by 2 to get B. 12 times 8 is 96. Let's divide that by 2, and I should get 48. Oops. And let me see if I can erase that. No, I don't think I can. No. Okay. So this is 96 over 2, which gives you 48. 48, and this is meters squared. So big B equals 48 meters squared. That's what I found. So I'm going to put it in my formula. 48. Okay. Now, let's put the rest in the formula. Okay, so it's going to be 128 plus 2. Ooh, I already messed up. Delete, delete, delete. 2, then parenthesis, and it's 48. Oh, sorry, I keep making little mistakes. It's hard to write with your pen. And it's 224. Okay, that's your final answer, 224. And this is meters squared. So you have your total surface area. I'm going to write it right here at the top as well. I figure out both of the things that I needed. All right, if you're ready, you can start your homework. It's in your packet, okay? There's only one that you're not doing, which is number 4, okay? So just look at it. Ok, para ejemplo 3, tengo yo aquí un prisma triangular. Y lo que me faltó hablar fue de mi área total, ¿ok? De mi área total usé mi lateral, que fue 128 metros cuadrados. So, 128 más 2, y se está multiplicando por 48, porque 48 es la área de la base, representa B. Cuando estamos hablando de la base de esta figura, la base es un triángulo. So, yo tengo que usar la área del triángulo para buscar cuál es esa parte B, ¿ok? So, yo me acuerdo de mis fórmulas y yo sé que para la área de un triángulo es base por altura y se divide entre 2, ¿ok? Por eso yo hice mi dibujito que estaba haciendo, ¿verdad? Del triángulo. Lo saqué ahí de... lo volví a dibujar porque quería que se viera un poquito más claro, porque hay mucho lo que está pasando aquí en mi figura. Entonces la quise sacar y hacer mi dibujo un poquito más claro. Cuando tú usas la área del triángulo, solamente necesitas saber 2 cosas: la base y la altura del triángulo. La base es 12, ¿ok? Y la altura es 8. Entonces yo por eso usé 12 y 8. 12 y 8 se multiplican, se divide entre 2, o es 96 dividido entre 2, y que te dio la respuesta de 48. Ok, por eso yo usé ese 48 en esa parte, ok. So, puse todo lo demás en mi calculadora, 128 más 2 multiplicado por 48, incluí las paréntesis y me dio 224 metros cuadrados. Ok, ¿tienen tarea? Por favor, empiecenla. Buena suerte. So this is the problem that you are not going to do. Number 4, okay? So ese es el problema que no van a hacer, número 4. Los demás lo pueden hacer y practicar.